Today we're doing division notes number 2. Today we're going to be getting decimal answers. We're still dividing with whole numbers, but this is where typically in elementary school you would have gotten a remainder. We are not going to do remainders. We are going to actually divide it out to be able to get a decimal. So, a few little steps, no remainders. Follow your burger dividing steps to help you with dividing. Don't forget your decimal. All of your answers today will have a decimal in them. Don't forget to include that. And then when you're dividing, when you get past the original dividend, you're going to add zeros until your subtraction gets to 0. All of your answers will have a terminating decimal, which means it will end. It will not continue on forever. So keep dividing until you get that to be a 0. Alright, let's do an example together. 34 divided by 4. I'm going to go ahead and have you put those in there. Remember, 34 goes on the inside, and 4, which is my divisor, goes on the outside. And then remember, your answer is called the quotient. So dividend, divisor, quotient. Go ahead and start dividing like normal, like last time. We're going to take 4 into 3. That does not work, so I'm going to put my placeholder there again. 4 goes into 34 8 times. Multiply. 8 times 4 is 32, so subtract 32. That leaves me with a 2. Now at this point, I'm done with the number 34, but I'm not done dividing. So I need to include a decimal. So the decimal comes up here beside the 8. And then I go ahead and add a 0 behind my 34. That's the number I'm going to bring down. So bring down a 0. Now that becomes a 20. So then we divide again. 4 into 20. It goes 5 times, and it goes in evenly. So now I've got a 0 down here. Now I'm finished. And my answer is 8.5. That's a decimal answer. Let's try another one together. 72 divided by 16. So our dividend goes on the inside. 16 is my divisor, so now this is dividing by a 2-digit divisor. Okay. So then we start dividing. 16 does not go into 7, so put your placeholder. 16 does go into 72, but we need to think about how many times. So take a guess, and then just use the side of your paper as a little bit of scratch paper. I'm going to guess, let's do 4 times. So I'm going to do 16 times 4. That's 64. That's pretty good. I don't think it can go in another time. So let's put a 4 up here. Subtract what you got. Subtract 64. Okay. Don't forget when you get to this point that you have to borrow. You can't just do the 4 minus 2. You have to borrow, so it becomes 12 minus 4, which is 8. Okay. Now, I'm done with my 72. So there's at the point where you're going to put a decimal here, and you're going to tack on a 0. Let me see if I can enlarge that so you can see that just a little bit better. Okay. So you see I put a decimal and then I tacked on a 0. That's what I'm going to bring down then, so that this becomes 80. Okay, now I need to figure out how many times 16 can go into 80. I know it went into 72 4 times, so let's see if it can go into 85 times. Hey look, it went in evenly. So that means I'm going to put a 5 up here and subtract my 80. So that comes out with a very nice answer for us. Okay, these are very similar answers. They're both 0.5. But what happens if it doesn't come out to be 0.5? That's going to be our problem number 3.